of jab. It's described as an inactivated vaccine like the types we get against childhood illnesses. Sinovac says there's an increase in the number of people who want to get this jab instead of the traditional mRNA-based vaccines. Sinovac and the Numoulux group are collaborating to make more types of vaccines available. Hilton Klein from the Numolux and Kevin Zhang from the Sinovac joins us to discuss just this. Good morning, gentlemen, and thank you very much for your time. Perhaps to start with you, Hilton, tell us about this partnership which seeks to a certain extent to address vaccine hesitancy.
Good morning to you and to the listeners. Numolux and Sinovac has a long-term strategic partnership and relationship in conducting clinical studies here in South Africa, and we're currently busy with a pediatric clinical trial of over 4,000 participants, and that clinical study is going very well. We also have a relationship and partnership in conducting research and development, in particular on vaccine products. We also have a local manufacturing plant that we have just completed at the first phase in Saldanha, which will create so much jobs and enhance the capacity for vaccines in South Africa immediately available, as well as the continent of Africa. So we've created a very good relationship between our partners in China that speaks to also giving traction to the BRICS health program and the research development program that the BRICS countries have, and we are super excited.
No, it sounds very, very exciting. Kevin, perhaps to rope you in, just talk to us maybe a bit more about the pediatric trials. How is that coming along?
Yes, sure. Actually, Sinovac started the multi-center clinical trial phase 3 in totally 6 countries, and then South Africa is one of these countries. And so far, so the total target of the participant is totally 16,000. So far, totally around 11,000 participants has already been recruited. And in South Africa, the number is around 4,000. So far, we're very pleased to see that now everything goes very well. And now we're working hard with our local partner to work out the clinical data, hopefully very soon. And then after that, we will immediately to apply for the use approval to the SAPRA. Okay. And then we are expecting to get the approval in next 1 to 2 months. So this our coronavac can be ready, can become qualified to supply to protect the children, to give one more choice to the children in South Africa.
No choice is always welcome. Hilton, I mean, perhaps to come back to you here, just for context, when we speak of coronavac and we put it against mRNA vaccines, what would be the difference with yours if you're saying you're seeing a sort of shift where there would be a preference to coronavac?
Yeah.
I think maybe, sorry, Hilton, I think because I'm the manufacturer, so maybe on behalf of Hilton, may I just give some reviews first?
Yeah.
If you have some supplements, you can just help me.
Yes. Just if you can just give us why there would be perhaps a preference to coronavac as opposed.
Yeah, sure. Actually, coronavac is produced by using a classific technology, same like the other one, like the inactivated polio vaccine, like the hepatitis A vaccines, now are very widely used in the world. And then many non-government organizations like WHO, like the UNICEF, like the PAHO, they are also procure and they use these vaccines in many countries. So this is like a very classic technology. This is the first. The second is that this vaccine is very easy to be handled, to be stored. Just need to be stored at 2 to 8 degrees. So comparing to the other vaccines like -20, -40, even -60, so it's much easier to be stored. And then the second, the last point is that just because of the safety, because it's inactivated, so the safety, it shows a very good safety. And then based on that, actually coronavac has been already approved in 14 countries, and then to be used for the children group aged from 3 to 17 years. So far, Sinovac has already supplied totally 260 million doses just for pediatric in around 10 countries. And then in total,
and very few incidents of those that are reacting badly to it.
Yeah, so far, it shows I think a very good safety profile. And then besides that, the total number Sinovac has supplied the coronavac to the world, to more than 50 countries. So the total number is 2.8 billion doses. And then with 2.3 billion doses has already been vaccinated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then in our country, have you seen perhaps an increase in the interest for coronavac?
Yeah, so...
Yes, definitely. Yes. We are inundated with messages, telephone calls to our offices, even, as well as emails from ordinary South Africans inquiring about coronavac. And as you are aware, that coronavac was approved with conditions by SAPRA in July last year. Mm-hmm. And this is very exciting, in particular looking at the safety and efficacy of this vaccine. This will help the people of South Africa, in particular the children of South Africa, especially in the clinical trial that's taking place right now. We're seeing very good results coming out that will be published very soon when the clinical trial is completed.
Hopefully you'll come back to unpack it for us.
Definitely.
So that at least our audience can also be comforted
to
know of its efficacy. And then beyond this, you touched on the Saldanha that is currently under construction, that plant. Talk to us more about it.
Yeah, phase 1 has been completed. The building has been completed. Now we're moving over to phase 2 and phase 3.
All right.
That will be completed in the next 6 months. We hope to commission the building very soon together with our government and Sinovac. The exciting part of this facility, this campus, is that we're not going to just manufacture COVID-19 vaccines only. We will also look at other vaccines that's urgently needed. We met with the Premier of the Western Cape, and he mentioned to us that TB is killing more people in South Africa than COVID-19 at this moment. So we will definitely be looking at that and some other vaccines that's urgently needed in the Western Cape, in South Africa, and also in the rest of the African continent.
Which was going to be the question, that are you looking to broaden beyond just our borders? But impressive stuff. And then as for timeframes, how long are we perhaps looking at for South Africans to get vaccinated now? The broader South Africans, yes.
Okay, so to be honest, actually our coronavac has already been approved for emergency use for adults by SAPRA since last July. So actually it means that coronavac is qualified to be vaccinated, to be used in South Africa. But unfortunately, so far, none of coronavac has been used in routine vaccination.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Sinovac is always ready, and then Sinovac is willing to supply its coronavac once the demand is needed.
Because people straight after this interview could be saying, we want to go that route of coronavac, but they're going to go to the nearest pharmacy, and what happens then?
Yeah. And also this is for the adults, and then as what you say that. Sorry, we're also conducting the clinical trial phase 3 for pediatric, and we're expecting to get the approval in the next 1 to 2 months, and hope that after that we can supply, because as what you say that the winter is coming, so probably the next wave, we're just afraid that the next wave probably will come. So better we need to get it ready first. I even would like to suggest that the government to consider to make a reasonable stock of the coronavac. So once it's needed, immediately, and then the product is there, which just to give one more choice besides the mRNA.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. That was Hilton Klein as well as Numolux and Kevin Zhang from Sinovac.